Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be talking about October new book releases. So I actually don't have too many in this list. I went through quite a few and there didn't seem to be too many that intrigued me or like piqued my interest. There were a select few though, so I will go over those. And surprisingly this time, they're not all thrillers. um, which is weird because October is like the month where you would think that they're all thrillers. This is like the month for thrillers and horror books, but no, this time I was surprised that I didn't find too many that I was gravitating towards. It's actually like a mixture of genres this time. So, yeah, I don't know, let's just jump right into it and I'll start sharing all the books that I am intrigued about that are coming out soon. So the first one is by Cassandra Clare, which is actually somebody I have never read yet, although I do have the entire collection over there on the shelf for the Mortal Instruments. Um, yeah, I don't know why I haven't gone to that yet. I bought that like ages ago, knowing that like I'm gonna love that series probably because it's like young adult dystopian from like the early 2010s. Like that's clearly the stuff that I love. So I feel like I'm gonna enjoy that one. But anyways, I haven't jumped into it yet. And this is a new book by Cassandra Clare for a new series actually. This is the first book in the series that is starting it out, and it's called Swordcatcher. So I'm gonna give you guys the synopsis here. I don't feel like I'll do it justice, so let's just find out together, shall we? It says, in the vibrant city-state of Castellane, the richest of nobles and the most debauched of criminals have one thing in common: the constant search for wealth, power, and the next hedonistic thrill. Kell is an orphan, stolen from the life he knew to become the sword catcher, the body double of a royal heir, Prince Connor Aurelian. He has been raised alongside the prince, trained in every aspect of combat and statecraft. He and Connor are as close as brothers, but Kell knows he has one destiny: to die for Connor. No other future is possible. Lynn Castor is one of the Ashkar, a small community who still possess magical abilities. By law, they must live behind the walls in the city, but Lynn, a physician, ventures out to tend to the sick and dying of Castellane. Despite her skills, she cannot heal her best friend, Miriam, without access to forbidden knowledge. After a failed assassination attempt brings Lynn and Kell together, they are drawn into the web of mysterious Ragpicker King, the criminal ruler of Castellane's underworld. He offers them each what they most want, but as they descend into his world of intrigue and shadow, they discover a conspiracy of corruption that reaches from the darkest gutters of Castellane to the highest tower of its palaces. As long kept secrets begin to unravel, they must ask themselves: is knowledge worth the price of betrayal? Can forbidden love bring down a kingdom? And will Lynn and Kell's discoveries plunge their nation into war and the world into chaos? I mean, that sounds pretty epic. So, yeah, that's definitely something that I would be interested in reading. And yeah, I'm a big fan of the ones where there's like a body double for like a prince or princess to obviously like protect them. I've read lots of series that have that in it, and I'm always a big fan when it happens because I find those body doubles way more interesting. So yeah, I think this one will be cool, and I'm looking forward to it. The next one on this list is Midnight is the Darkest Hour. And so this one is following characters within a small, like, religious southern town, I believe. And they have this myth in this town about like this vampiric figure that will come and steal the sinners away in the middle of the night. And so a lot of people are like nervous about this like legend or myth. But then people in this town actually discover some skeletons around in the swamp, and so from there starts like an investigation to, well, the main character and her friend start investigating to see what's actually going on in this little town. And that just like alone is good enough for me. I think small town religion, putting those together, and dead bodies being found, all like three of those tie into a good like murder mystery um, that could be very interesting. So yeah, that's something that I would be intrigued to find out more about. It sounds like a dark show that you would watch on TV, and so that pulls me in. Like I want to know more. I also like settings that are in like swampy areas. I don't know. Something about swamps are just so creepy and I love it. So, yeah, maybe something that I'll pick up. Then next up, we have the Hurricane Wars. I actually first heard about this through HarperCollins. They had an event with the influencers to kind of go over their new releases coming out, and this was one of them, and it sounds really good. Unfortunately, I did not get an arc of this one, but I still will be keeping an eye out for it when it does come out because this is something that sounds very cool. So it's essentially like a book about these wars that are happening, but they're fought with like light and dark magic. And the two main characters are on opposite sides. So one is like, I think he's with the Knight Empire, and he is the prince who his entire life he's been trained to be like a weapon. And then the other side is our main character Taliesin, who deals with light magic. So she's light magic, the prince is dark or like shadow magic. And so the two of them are coming out of heads to heads because they're in like this war against each other. But then they realize that the two of them, when they combine their magic together, it actually becomes something new that could potentially help save them from a bigger threat. So they have to kind of go into an alliance together to try and save everyone from this other thing that's coming in. And so, yeah, that's my attempt at giving you guys a fantasy synopsis without reading exactly what it is. To me, I think it sounds like it's going to be really cool. I'm always a big fan of any books that have like light and dark magic in them, or like plays with like dark manipulation or like illusions or stuff like that. Like I'm a big fan of that stuff, so I think that this would be really cool and definitely something that I would look forward to reading. Okay, this last one that I want to mention is actually not like fall themed, it's more Christmas themed. This is Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. I've also never read a book by Tessa Bailey, so I don't know how much I would like this author's writing style yet, but I am in the mood for the seasonal vibes and the holiday vibes. I'm definitely here for that. So I would be open to reading this one. This is following two characters who their mothers were actually in a band together when they were growing up. It was actually a very famous band, but then the band split up. And so the two of them are trying to get the band back together to do like one last reunion show. And so the two main characters are Melody and Beat. So Melody, she is kind of like more to herself. She doesn't really like being in the limelight and she just kind of does her own thing. Whereas Beat is like cameras all on him. He loves that kind of thing. And so the two of them are kind of very opposite, but they decide that they need to come together to get their two mothers to join up in their band again and do one more reunion show. I don't really know why they're like pushing it so hard, but they want to do it. And so it kind of brings both of them out of their comfort shell because they had a crush on each other when they were initially like teenagers when the band was still together, but then since it split up, they haven't really seen each other since then. So we're gonna have to see where things go, and it's a Christmas theme, so yeah, I'm down for something like that. Sounds like fun and very lighthearted, which is something we need in like the Christmas season. So yeah. Anyways, like I said, I didn't have too many on this list this time. Those are all the ones that really piqued my interest. But if you guys have any other ones that you think would be of interest to me, then definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'm always on the lookout for new books, so yeah, that'd be fantastic. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a link to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you're notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Until next time, keep on reading.